Hey guys, welcome back to the Comic Book Lowdown. I'm Wellington, bringing you guys my pool week video for the week of October 2nd, or 3rd, or 1st, or something like that. Again, I'm never prepared with the date. I always forget to check it until I finally say it. Whatever week this is, it will be in the title. But this is where I bring you guys my reviews for the week, for the books that I read this week. 4 books I'm reviewing, one of them online. I had gotten away from the online issues for really pretty much the month of September because of Villains Month. I get a lot of DC books online, and also I just didn't pick up other books. Don't know why, just didn't do it. But I only have one book online, which I always review my online books first if this is the first time you're watching. I review my online books first, and then I review the books I have physically afterwards from least like to most like. There's timestamps below in the description if you want to fast forward directly to a specific review. You can. And yeah, so we'll get started with the online book. Before I get started with that actually, every book this week was solid. Again, only 4 books. But everyone was solid, and this online book, I forgot to put it on my pull list. I forgot to tell the guy at my shop to put it on my pull list, but I'll tell him next week or some other time because I think I'm gonna start actually getting these from the shop now. But yeah, book I'm talking about is Swamp Thing, issue number 24. This book has been getting better and better for me. I'm not the hugest Swamp Thing fan, and when I started reading the book, I didn't know anything about Swamp Thing. But gradually, I'm becoming more and more of a fan as I'm, getting into Charles Soule's writing, and this issue was really well done. We're finally getting the meeting between Cedar and Swamp Thing, and kind of them duking it out in this issue. And there's some surprises coming from the Parliament of Trees. They kind of set Swamp Thing up something nasty. They throw him on a loop, or they throw him for a loop that it's kind of like, yo, you guys are like, what are you guys doing to me, pretty much, to Swamp Thing, and it's gonna make out for a very good couple of issues. I think it said this was the story will continue with the second annual, coming in 2 months, I think it said. So I don't know what they're gonna do next issue, or maybe they'll build up to the annual. I don't know. I'm thinking about getting this either starting next month in physical copies or with the annual. Not sure. But yeah, Swamp Thing issue number 24 was solid. I really enjoyed it. Next book, a book I didn't share in my haul, and only if you follow me on Twitter do you know that I even got. That is Green Arrow issue number 24. Yep, I finally am jumping onto Green Arrow. I actually already did put this on my pull right away. I went back to my shop on Thursday to get it. This book, definitely jumping on point. Kind of wraps up the things that have been happening in Lemire's run in the book on the first page. Kind of gives you a brief description of what's going on, so I really do want to get the issues before this so I could actually read those stories. It'd be a lot more effective than just reading a recap of it. But they did a very good job of incorporating that recap, so we can jump onto it. This is a great jumping on point, and I got everything that was happening. Count Vertigo's kind of raising some hell in this book. It's up to Shadow and Ollie and Naomi and Fife. Yeah, Fife. That's his last name. I forgot his first name. And it kind of saved the day real quick. You know, this this book wasn't a weak issue. It wasn't as impactful that it might have been for other people because I hadn't been reading before. But I could definitely tell that, I mean, the writing was there, it was solid and everything. And at the end, we get a cool character that I'm familiar with because I watched the Arrow show, and I can't wait for that show to start up again, season 2 next week. And I really love Green Arrow, gonna be sticking with it. This was a pretty good issue. Um, I mean, it would have been better had I been reading, but still, even on its own, it was solid. Surprise that this wasn't my pick of the week, but these two books were phenomenal. They were fantastic, phenomenal, just crazy books. And the first one, well, this next book will be Daredevil Dark Knights issue number 5. What an awesome cover, first of all. This book wraps up the second story from this anthology of stories in this mini-series. So just a two-issue story arc for that second story. Wraps it up. Last issue we get, I won't actually tell you what happened at the end of last issue, the twist. But kind of this budget guy or Bucket guy is really 10 inches tall, and from the events that happened at the end of last issue to his cousin made him go crazy, and then he was trying to set off a bomb, blow himself up, as well as this crime boss. And there's just a huge chase throughout this whole issue, and Shocker is back. Even though he was in custody, he's back. We get some Peter Parker Spider-Man in this. We just get a lot of tension and chasing and just good action, and the underlying plot and story of it, and message is there's a fine line between the hero and the villain, and Matt always tries to stay on that line of the hero and kind of what you do for law and what's just and things like that, and just what I really want out of a Daredevil book. This seemed very much like a Mark Waid issue. Wasn't to as high quality, because if it was, it would have been my pick of the week. But it was definitely not far from it. And yeah, I still say y'all should be reading this book. Let's see how the next story arc goes. Final story arc of Daredevil Dark Knights is going to have Jimmy Palmiotti writing, and I forgot who's going to be doing the art. I can't remember who's going to be doing the art for the next arc, but I'm looking forward to it because this book has not disappointed yet, so I don't see it going to disappoint. And then finally, my pick of the week, guys. This book was just all out fun and just crazy and just very well written, and that's Superior Foes of Spider-Man issue number 4, with probably the best cover of the week as well. Just wow, this book was absolutely fantastic. Kind of just all the things that were happening in this between Boomerang and the Sinister Six, and how he set them up, and his relationship between the Chameleon. And this book is all about relationships. That's a main theme in this book, and it's a main thing that Fred Myers, Boomerang, brings up. And he's talking about to the Chameleon, this business is all about relationships and who you know and who you can trust and this and that, and being there for your crew and your gang and all that kind of stuff. And throughout this book, we get a change in Boomerang. He kind of he there's some moments in this where he kind of shines, And then there's moments in here, especially at the end, where you're kind of like, okay, what's going on in this guy's head? But then you're also rooting for him. Definitely just, fun book, being very well written. The past 3 issues had been, pretty much all fun, whereas this issue towards the end is kind of getting, there's fun throughout the whole thing, but then, this book is now starting to have the fun layered with kind of more of a message, or more of a, I don't want to say totally serious backdrop, but kind of, less funny, kind of more, I guess I'll say serious, but not serious to the extent of, like, things are happening and, like that kind of serious, but more, less jokey, but then also keeping the lightheartedness as well, and also the jokes coming through. So, Nick Spencer is just doing an awesome job at incorporating all these things into a story that makes it a successful story. And I think Steve Lieber, I think is his first name. I can't remember his first name. But Lieber's art is fantastic in this book. I love it. Very glad I jumped on it, and I'm very thankful to Larry Baum for getting me those first 2 issues, so I can, because that's what pretty much jump-started me into getting this book. So, Superior Foes of Spider-Man is my pick of the week. Very fun book, and again, enjoyed it very much. And yeah, so that's all the books for me. Got to go write a paper now. Gonna try to knock it out so I can watch some videos, so I can watch some TV, kind of get a lot of stuff I want to do and not a lot of time to do it. So I'm gonna knock it out real quick. And I'm Wellington signing off with the Comic Book Lowdown. And I'll see you guys next time.